Good morning, all of you. So today we will see a concept called data integrity. Data integrity concept. Data integrity in SQL server. Okay. So what is data integrity? What is the data integrity here? So data integrity means like taking the proper data or avoiding the unnecessary data, preventing the unnecessary data, unwanted data. Okay, like one type of making security for the data. This all is called like a data integrity. So in SQL Server, there are some topics which supports for data integrity. Among those, one of the concept is data types. The second one is constraints. Right? Constraints. Third one is triggers. So these three topics achieve data integrity in a database generally, right? Data types, constraints, and triggers. Okay, right. Now we'll discuss about constraints, guys. We'll discuss about constraints now. Means by using constraint, how to achieve data integrity in the tables. Okay, right. Let's take now constraints. Okay, constraints. Right. So there are different types of constraints. The first one is, okay, you can take null constraint. Second one is not null constraint. Then third one like a primary key constraint, primary key constraint. Then fourth one you can take unique key constraint. Then fifth one something like check constraint. Sixth one default constraint, and then the seventh one is foreign key, right? Foreign key constraint. Like that, there are different types of constraints, right? We'll see all one by one. What is null? What is not null? Right? Primary key, unique key, check constraint, default constraint, and foreign key constraint. Okay, right. So first of all, let's start from beginning onwards. What's first one? Right, null constraint. Null constraint. Okay, null constraint. Right, null constraint. Right. So what is the meaning of null constraint? If you specify a null for a specific column or a specific field in the table, then what will happen? Okay. So if you specify null, specify null to any column, that means it represents that that column allows null values. Okay. If you specify okay null to any field or column, then it represents that column allows null values. Right? That column that field allows right null values allows the null values. Suppose if I don't specify any constraint in a column, out of this all I don't specify any constraint for a specific column, then the default constraint null constraint only. In databases, the default constraint is null constraint only. Okay, so null constraint is null is the default for every field. Okay, for every field null is the default null constant is the default null constraint, right? Default for every field, right? Then what is not null? Right? What is not null? Not null constraint. If you don't want allow null values for a specific column, then for that column we can apply not null constraint. not null constraint, right? If you don't want to allow null values for a specific column, then for that column we can apply null values. If you apply null values, it represents that it will not allow null values. It will not allow null values. Okay, right. Observe now. If you specify, right, if you specify not null constraint, uh, not null constraint, not a constraint for a specific field, for a specific field, then that field you can say that field will not allow null values, right? The previous case, if you specify null constraint, right? If you specify null constraint to any specific column, then you can see that column allows null values. Then that column, right? Then that column allows, right? Allows null values, something like this. That column allows null values. Here, that column or field will not allow null values. Whereas here, column nothing but field only. Both are same. I can take here also column. Okay, column here also I'm taking, right? Column, that's all. Okay, so first of all, let's see one example by using a null and not null constraints. Then you go for the remaining constraints. I'm going to create a table. Observe guys here. Create. I take the table. Suppose, right? emp data, something like this. Sorry. Create a table emp data of. So I'll take first of few fields. I'll take now. I'll take suppose employee ID, which is integer type. Okay. Next one. Let's take employee name, which is varchar of something 20. Let's take next location, which is also varchar of something 20, right? I'll take the company for example. It's also varchar of something 20. Now the table is enough. The table is enough, guys. If you want, you can take the salary also, for example, right? Let's take salary as an integer type. Okay. General, take the location at the end. So now we have EMP data table, which contains, right, 5 columns, right? 5 columns. Fine. Now out of this file, right, the integer means the EAD column should not allow null values. For example, then I can specify here not null. I can specify not null enough. Not null. So while giving data, if I don't give the value for EAD column, it will throw error because I specified not null. The names must be null, must not be null. Means that it must have some value. I take not null, right? Not null. The salary, suppose I don't know his salary, for example, as of now, temporary I don't know his salary. Then I can specify null. I can specify the null. Later can update later, but initially I'm taking the null because I know employee ID with no employee name. That's why I'm taking not null for both, right? Salary we don't know, or we want to update later. Okay, so I can take null. If I take null while giving data, if you don't specify values for salary field, there are no issues. It takes null values happily. And its company name also I don't know. It may allow null value, yes. And location must not allow null values. Then I'll take suppose right not null, or else it allows null values if we take null. Right, now run this one. Yes, so table is created. Now I'm going to give the data. Right? Insert into emp data, right? Emp data. then values of, right, values of first one EAD is there. I'm taking suppose 101. Next ename is there, right? Ename, let's take suppose Sai. Salary, let's take suppose 10,000. Next company, let's take, right, NTH, and location will take HUID. Okay, I'm taking HUID. Now here I'm giving the values for all the fields, first of all. Yes, data inserted. Let me check the data. Select star from table name emp, right, emp, sorry, select star from emp, right, emp data, emp right, data. Let me run this one. Yes, so one row inserted, okay, right. Now next, what do I do? A second row, insert into emp data, then values of, suppose I'm not giving the EAD value, for example. Okay, then what I'm going to give here, I'm giving the name. The name is something like Nani, comma. I'm giving salary also. We'll check one by one. Okay, I'm giving salary some 20,000. Then company is let's take again NTH, location. Let's take suppose Bangalore, right? Bangalore. Enough. Okay, enough. Now, if you run this one, generally it will throw error. It will throw error. It is not because of that not null, guys. This error is not because of not null. I'll tell you. Just observe. It's saying that number of column name or number of supplied values does not match the table definition. What is the error here? Column name or number of supplied values does not match the table definition. Yes, correct. The table definition, in the table, how many columns are there? Right, in the table we have 5 columns. But how many values are passing here? Only 4 values passing, but the table has 5 columns. That's why it's saying that number of supplied values means these values does not match the table definition. Means the table definition we have the 5 columns, so not matching. So then I'm going to give the only 4 values only. I'm not giving for EAD. Then these 4 columns we have to specify after the table here. Okay, I'm going to take the columns. What are those? I'm giving the value for ename, value for salary, value for company, right? And also value for, right, a location, Now fine, guys. Now it is fine. Now, so I'm not passing the data for EAD, which is a not null. Let us try now. Let us try. Yes, it's saying that cannot insert the null value. Null into EAD. All of you just observe here. It's saying that cannot insert value null into column EAD. Okay, so column does not allow nulls. So insert fails. It's saying that column does not allow nulls. Why does not allow nulls? Because we specified a not null. That's why this column does not allow nulls. Null values. Why? Because of which one? Not null constraint. Compulsorily now ID must pass compulsorily. Right? Now I'm taking suppose EAD. I'm taking now. Okay, I'm taking here EAD. Observe, guys, now. Right, I'm taking the EAD. Okay. EAD I'm taking here. I'm giving some value now. I'm giving suppose, right, 1 or 2. I'm giving, for example, 1 or 2. Now, so if you observe here, the first value will pass to which one? Will pass to the first column automatically, right? So now EAD getting how much value now? 1 or 2 getting, guys. 1 or 2 getting. Okay, next one now. E name, Nani, right? Nani going to where? Nani going to name field, right? Name field. Right. Next one, how much is there? Next one, right? 20,000 is right. 20,000 is there, and it's going to where? It's going to where? It's going to which one? Salary, right? Salary field. Next one, right? NTH is there. This NTH is going to where? It's going to which one? Going to company field, right? Next one, bang, right? Bangalore. Look, right? Last one going to where? To the last location, last column only. Last field. Which one? Location field. Location field. It's fine, right? So the first one is which one? This is the right. EAD is the which one? Not null. This is the not null. Not null means it won't allow null values. Okay, that's why I am giving the value 1 or 2 now. I'm giving the value 1 or 2. So this 1 or 2 is coming to the which one? Is coming to the EAD. Fine, fine. Okay. Now about EAD, very clear. Right now, let's go with the see guys here. I'm not giving the 1 or 2. I'm giving manually null. I'm giving manually null. Let us see now. I'm trying to give the null values manually. Let us see again. Let us see again. And same error. Same error. Cannot insert a value null into AD column. Into AD column. Right? So that's why it is that? It's because of which one? It's because of not null. Because of a constraint. Which constraint? Which constraint? Not null constraint. Okay. Now I'll try with the quotes. With the quotes. Now which type? This one is a string type. Now which type? String type. String type. String means I'm giving string value. I'm giving string value to EID, which is a integer type. Which is a integer type. Integer type. Okay. Means I'm giving the string value for integer type column. Let us try now. Let us try. See, conversion failed when converting the varchar value null to int data type. Means so what is string value here? What is string value? Null is a null is string, right? The string cannot convert into integer. That's why I told you the data types also which one used for the data integrity. Data integrity, right? I told you clearly. What I told you. What's the point? So for data integrity, what we use? We use data types. Then we use constraints, right? We use constraints also, right? Constraints. Okay. So here not null is not allowing the just null, not allowing the null. For EAD column, right? For EAD column, and I'm giving the only null, right? Null, I'm trying to give the null, It's not allowing. Why? Because what is there? Because what is there? Not null is there. What is there? Not null is there. And the same null I am giving as a string value. String, like with the quotes I'm giving, with the quotes I'm trying to give, as a string value. So for which one now also I'm giving for which one? Same right? EAD, same EAD. Now also not allowing. Why? Because what is there here? What is there? Int type is there. What is there? Int type is there, guys. Int type is there. Int type is there. Okay. First one because of null, right? Because of null, is not allowing. Now it's because of string null. Int not allowing. So so this is the which one? It is the data type, right? Data type. It is the data type. Okay, and this is the which one? This is the constraint. This is the constraint, guys. Constraint. So both, right? Both working for which one? Data integrity. Both working for which one? Data integrity. Data types and constraints. Okay, right. Next one, fine guys, I'll take the normal one value. Normal, I'll take suppose 1 or 2, fine. Now let's work with the ename. For ename, what is there? Right, not null is there. So I first of all remove the ename, and also suppose guys observe now I remove the ename, right? If run this one, again, it will throw error. It's not because of not null. This error is not because of not null. Then why, sir? Why this error came? Why this error came? Now observe here. The table definition. In the table definition, how many columns are taken here? The table definition, how many columns are taken now? We are taking the 4 columns. How many values are supplying here? How many values supplying here? 5 values supplying. How many? 5 values supplying. In that case, general what happens? Generally, the first value will go to the first column generally. Then second column, right, will go to the second field. Right, second field. Right. Next, third column, third value will go to third. Will go to which one? Third column, right? Third column. Then the fourth value, right, will go to fourth column, right? Fourth column. One extra value is there. One extra value is there. So first 4 values to 4 columns. An extra value is there. That is the problem. That is the problem. Okay. Right. Now see the error. There are fewer columns. There are fewer columns in the insert statement than values are specified in the values class. Means you're saying that there are very few. So there are very few columns. There are very fewer columns, right? Fewer columns in the insert statement than which one? Than values specified in the values class. In the values class, what to specify the values compared to these, the columns are less. Compared to these, compared to values, columns are very few. Columns are very few. Then which one? Then values specified. Values specified. Next, what is there here? The number of values. Observe the number of values in the values class means these values. Okay, how many are there here? How many are there? Right, 5 are there. For example, right, 5 are there. The number of values in the values class must match number of columns specified in the insert statement. So here how many are there? 5 are there. Here also 5 must be there. Here also 5 must be there. 5 must be there. Means it's saying that the number of values which are supplied in the values class must match to number of columns in the insert statement. Otherwise, it will throw error like this. Okay, fine. Now, actually, I don't want to give the name, right? Name Nani. Then remove this one. Now check it. How many columns are taken in the definition? How many columns are taken now? 4 columns are taken. So here 4 values are there. So automatically, what happens now? Automatically, first value to first column, right? The next one, second value to second column. Then third value to third column. Then fourth value to fourth column. Now what is happening here? This one satisfying, right? This point is satisfied. Number of supplied values, how many? Suppose n are there, and number of columns, how many are there? N, right? N equal to n. That's all. Here, how many are there? Here 4 are there. Here also 4 columns are there. So they are matched. Then automatically data will insert generally. But now in this case, data will not insert. Why? Because for name, what is taken now? Not null is taken. Not null means it won't allow null values, right? It won't allow null values. Again, same. Cannot insert a value null into ename column. Column does not allow nulls insert files. Why? Because for ename, what is given? Not null is given. That's why for ename values, null values cannot pass. Right? Now I'll take the ename manually. I take the ename. See, I'm taking the ename in the second, right? In the second. Why? Because we're creating also which position at second position ename is there. So I'm taking generally ename here. Can take the ename here and pass the value, right? My point is I don't take the ename there. I take at the end. suppose ename, right? I'm taking the ename here and I'm giving the value something like Nani, right? Nani. Then what will happen? So even though while creating the table creation, ename in the second position, second column, right? So while giving data, so what is happening? I'm taking the last one now. Then automatically last value will assign, right? Last value will assign automatically, no issues. You can take anywhere. The thing is, if you change the order, right? If you change the order, we must follow order here. We must give the proper order while passing the values, while supplying the values. Okay. If run this one now this line executes happily. Now insert yes, one row executed. Let us try now. Select the star from what's table name, right? emp data, right? Let us try now. Execute it. Yes, you can see, guys, right? 1 or 2 Nani, right? See, Nani data inserted. Nani data inserted. Okay, fine. Now, what I'm planning actually here, I'm planning to give the null manually. I'm planning to give the null manually, right? Null manually. Now, what it will throw error? It will throw error. Why? Because for ename I specified clearly, no null values, not null values. Now that's why it's not allowing the null values. If I take for null codes, if I take the codes for null, any problem? No problem, because even though it is the null, but type is string type. Which type? String type. String type. So within the codes, whatever you take, it's called a character only. It's called string only. It executes now. It executes, right? Now, so null inserted, but this is not a null type. It's a string type only. String type data only. Why? Because the same null taken within the codes. Within the codes. Within the codes. Okay, fine. Now so I'll remove the this one now. Then fine, guys. It's about which one now? About the which one? Not null, right? Suppose I take I'm taking here. Okay, fine. It's about the null, right? I'm taking some value, maybe some Satya, for example. Okay, Satya. Leave it, right? What? Sorry, we take the quote enough. Now coming to the which one? Right, salary. Good salary. Second, right? Second position is there. So I don't give the second position value here. I remove the salary from here, right? Now, so first one, right? 1 or 2 will go to the EID. Enough. Next, what next one now? NTH will go to the right company. Fine, it's fine. Next one, Bang, right? Bangalore. You go to the location. It's fine. Next one, right? Satya, right? Go to which one? Last one. What's their name is there? Then what about salary? What about salary? For a salary, I'm not giving the value, so no problem. It takes null value. It takes null value, right? It takes null value. Observe here. I run this one. I run this one. Now execute it. Execute it. Yes, data inserted. Now I run this one. Yes, you can see, right? You can see for salary null value came. Null value came. And one more point, guys, here. The null, right? The null will insert with the cap letters, guys. Cap letters null. Cap letters. Null value means NULL. 4 letters are cap letters only. Okay. So fine. Same, guys. Company also, if you give the null, if you don't give any value, no problem. For location also, if you don't specify any value, no problem, right? Right. Now I take the salary. I take the right salary. I take some value also, fine, right? Now company is there. For company, right? What is column number here? Number 3. Here, right? 3. So NTH I'm giving, right? I'm giving now. Suppose just imagine now. I'm giving Narayana, right? Narayana, something, right? Take house. Suppose Hyderabad. Okay, just imagine, guys. Just imagine what I'm doing. Just imagine now. Hyderabad. Let's suppose Telangana. Something India. like this. Now I'll try to run it. I'll try to run it, guys. Now I try to execute it. Yes, yes. So what is the meaning? Why this error came? Why this error came? Why this error came? Right? So why means, and the first of all, let me run this one also again. Let me run this one. Fine. Now, so all of you observe here. All of you observe here. Now what happened, right? What happened here? What happened here? What is error came? I run this one again to check the error. Yes, string or binary would be truncated, right? Would be, it's saying that would be truncated, would be, right? Would be truncated. Okay, would be truncated. So what is the meaning means? See, for company, we are taking the varchar of 20. But how many characters I given? I given more than 20 characters. More than 20 characters. That's the problem. That's why. So here, what is the meaning of 20? 20 means the length of the string, the length of the value 20 or below 20 enough. 20 or below 20 enough. That's all. 20 or below 20. Not more than 20. Not more than 20. Not more than 20. Okay, right. So fine guys, like this, right? We work with null and not null constraints. Okay, right. Next we see about like a primary key, unique key, default check, and foreign key constraints. Okay, thank you so much.